Hey Capricorn, how are you? I've got your forecast, your marvelous forecast for September in front of me. And I'm going to share it with you in a minute. First, I have an announcement. Uh, Many of you have told me that you would love to study astrology with me, that you would love to learn astrology and maybe become an astrologer. And you said, when are you going to teach again? Well, this month. I'm offering webinars for everybody, starting with those who know absolutely nothing about astrology. And I'm going to carry you through from the foundation work to chart interpretation to forecasting. My first webinar is for those people who really do not have a foundation in astrology. And this webinar will start September 18th. So you're going to, if you would like to be part of it, you want to go to my website like now, MaxineTaylor.com and sign up for it. All the information is there, right there on the front page. In this webinar, I'm going to teach talk about the signs and the difference between them, the planets that rule them. I'm going to show you how to write the symbols for them. And of course, then you have the opportunity to learn them. And what the planets mean, how they function in the signs. And then lastly, I'm going to go into the houses of the zodiac. And I'm going to show everybody what I call charts within charts. How to read everybody in your life in your own birth chart. So if you're interested, just go to my website and we'll go from there. So let's talk about your awesome forecast. So look here, right here at the top, all the action. What you see is this ninth house is activated. That's your higher mind. That's your belief system, your principles, your concepts, your truth, the principles by which you live. It deals with your higher mind, higher education, long distance travel. It's expansive. Let me go into detail on that. Well, then the planets are there, and then they move into the 10th house of career, which is what Capricorn, your sign, rules. Awesome. Okay, Venus, the pink planet, the planet of love and beauty, is in your 9th house. And so your whole philosophy of life has been involved with seeing a loving picture toward the world. Venus also can bring love, maybe from a distant place. It can bring money. It brings happiness because it is the lesser benefic. It is blessings. Mercury, the blue planet, that's our conscious mind. It's what we think about and talk about. And wherever your Mercury is, that's what you're focused on. And if you're thinking about it and talking about it, it's going to increase. Mars, the red planet, the warrior. It's what we fight with and fight for. It's what comes first to us, and our belief systems very strongly emphasized with Mars in the 10th. The principles on which we stand. You might go toe-to-toe with somebody over spending a certain amount of money because there's a principle involved, the item involved. It just isn't worth the money that is being asked for, that type of thing. And wherever Mars is what we fight with and for. We fight for our principles in the 9th house. And I hope your passport is current because you really want to get on a plane and go someplace. And then the sun, the giver of life, the center of our world, has been in your 9th house. And you have been looking at your belief systems. It's just beautiful. Now, on the 13th of the month, Venus, love, money, beauty, moves into your 10th house of career. And your popularity increases. You love being in a position of leadership, and it shows. Mercury, on the 14th, now these are the 2 days when we have the full moon. It's either the 13th or the 14th, depending on what time zone you're in. When Mercury moves from the 9th into the 10th, you're thinking about your career and you're speaking from a position of leadership. Beautiful. Now, Mars stays in that 9th house because you're still taking a stand for your beliefs. I think that's awesome. And there can be long distance travel involved or higher education involved in your career. And when the Sun on the 23rd enters your 10th house, Sun is the leader. That is when you can move upward into a position of leadership in your career. If it doesn't happen when the Sun moves into your 10th, when Mars does next month, that's when it'll kick in. Or there can be one position followed by another. Now, the full moon between the 13th and 14th is in your 3rd house of communication. This is short journeys. 9th house is long journeys. And so you're going to be talking, you're going to be sharing ideas. It can be really great. And we'll experience that full moon for 2 weeks, because on the full moon, things come to a head. And so you're just talking, maybe traveling. The new moon on the 28th sits on your Sun, leadership, and opens the door for more of that for you. Now, there's a configuration that the entire planet is going to experience this month, and it's called a T-cross. It looks like a table with 1, 2, 3 legs. The 4th leg is missing. And if you have a missing leg on a table, the table leans in that direction. And so the energy from this T-cross is going to be expended into the 6th house of work, health, and service. So the full moon triggers it. The full moon sits on Neptune in your 3rd house, triggering ideas and ideals and visions and dreams. And so that kicks it off. It is in opposition to your principles, to the big picture. And Jupiter, the greater benefic, is in your 12th house of the spirit plane, the 12th house of behind the scenes activities, the 12th house of the subconscious. And you have Jupiter expands whatever house it's in. So your subconscious, your spiritual side, your desire for solitude, very strongly triggered. And so all of this will funnel into your job, unless you have Gemini planets in your birth chart. And some of you may be saying, I don't even know if I have Gemini planets. I don't know. Here's how you can tell. If you have the T-cross, your job, not your career, but your job, the crossing of T's and dotting of I's, the details of everyday work will be where you focus your attention. If you have Gemini planets, they fill in the T-cross and you have what's called a grand square. And then the energy flows evenly from your job to your beliefs and principles, to your solitude and privacy, and to your self-expression. Really great. So that's the way September looks. I hope to see you in my webinars. And till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.